Good evening from Old Trafford, where Manchester United have lost again, beaten 3-2 at home by Galatasaray in the Champions League. Qualification hopes damaged by this defeat, at the very least, you would say. Another disappointing night and a season full of them, really. 10 games into this season now, United have lost 6 games, and things just going from bad to worse. Just when it looked like they turned a corner last week with that win away at Burnley and beating Palace at home in the Carabao Cup, they've since lost at home to Palace, lost at home to Galatasaray. And that game against Brentford here on Saturday now looks absolutely massive. United need to get back to winning ways, try and get some confidence going into the international break. If they lose that one, then it's going to be a long, torturous 2 weeks for Eric Ten Hag's team. A night that we've just seen so often this season already. United played well for 3/4 of this game and have contrived to find a way to lose it. And the same old failings, really. Mentally weak, I think, at times, conceded incredibly soft goals and just shot themselves in the foot. And a lot of players playing poorly, a lot of Ten Hag signings playing poorly, Ten Hag's tactics not working once again, giving away far too many good chances to the opposition. It's a case of things we've seen before just repeating themselves at the moment. I didn't think Galatasaray were great. First half I thought they offered very little really beyond the goal, and it was a game you constantly thought United will find a way to win, and in the end they've found a way to lose it, which says it all for where they are at the moment. If there's a bright spark and a positive for tonight, it's undoubtedly Rasmus Højlund, who was absolutely excellent, started the game well, some great hold-up play and pace and strength to create a chance for Fernandes in the first couple of minutes, and then took his goal really well. A good assist from Marcus Rashford, a cushioned, controlled finish with his head from Højlund. But United had that lead. They dominated the early proceedings, had that lead. It looked like they should just go on and finish the game off, and they led for 6 minutes and then conceded a long, hopeful punt upfield from Davinson Sanchez. No centre-half near it to head it. Dalot lets it bounce twice. He's out-muscled by Zaha. And a punt from probably midway inside his own half from Fernandes. His next made contact by a player, by Zaha, who was 8-10 yards away from goal. And it takes a deflection and beats Onana, but it's just such a soft goal to concede. And United steadied themselves for the rest of that first half, never really looked like threatening and scoring again, but were undoubtedly the better team. First half of the second half, they were excellent, really, probably their best spell of the game. The atmosphere here was brilliant. The away fans were really, really loud, and it turns out there was maybe 1,000 in the home end as well, as we saw at the final whistle. But at that point, it was a great game and a great atmosphere. And Højlund scored again to make it 2-1, or so we thought, but was disallowed for offside. One huge chance missed by Fernandes. He got it again down the right. A great first-time ball from Eriksen. And Rashford just tried to slow it down to allow a square ball for Fernandes and didn't get off on it. It was cleared. It was another one of those moments where you question Rashford's decision-making. I think on that occasion he should probably take the shot. He's allowed defenders to get back with Rashford and has then not put enough, with Fernandes rather, and then not put enough on his square ball. But Højlund did get the second eventually. Put United 2-1 up. That was after 67 minutes, celebrated in front of the Stretford end. The roof was coming off this place at that point, and you thought finally United had put this game to bed. But they led for 6 minutes in the first half, they led for 4 in the second, and the goal they conceded for the second equaliser was just lamentable, really. Galatasaray had a throw-in 15 yards inside their own half. Within 5 seconds, the ball's in the back of the net without United player touching it. It is schoolboy stuff. There's no other word for it. The type of goal that if you conceded it on a Sunday in a pub league, you'd be disappointed with it. One dummy in midfield, one ball out wide, and then the runner just gets away from Casemiro. I'll have to get the team sheet for this one. Kerem Aktürkoğlu got away from Casemiro, who was treading water all night. He is a concern at the moment, I think, the way things are going for Casemiro. But the number 7 was really good game, and tucked away the finish from square ball inside the area. But United just cut apart so easily. That was an embarrassing goal to concede, I thought, and just nowhere near good enough at this level to give away a goal from an opposition throw-in 15 yards inside their own half. And Ten Hag has got to be concerned about that. And again, it's typical of this United that they play well, they even go in front, and as soon as something goes against them, they just can't recover. Both of those goals came at points where they were on top in the game, and then they've conceded the initiative almost immediately on both occasions, and elite teams just do not do that. And then from that point it was disastrous, really. A shocking pass out from Andre Onana, gifted it straight to Dries Mertens. Casemiro lunging inside the area, a tackle that was never really on. It was pure desperation. brings Martins down, gets a second booking, gets sent off. Mauro Icardi missed the penalty, which gave United a brief lifeline, but a long ball then from Amrabat deep inside his own half in that left-back position, just an aimless punt upfield. It was nowhere near its intended target. Davinson Sanchez heads it back where it's come from, and Icardi's 5 or 6 yards behind the two centre-halves, but it's played on by Amrabat, gets through on goal, and Onana just commits too early, just sits down again, as we've seen a couple of times this season. Composed finish from Icardi to think it over the top of him, and that was 3-2, and that was game over. No real fight back from United after that, down to 10 men. 2 defeats from 2 in the Champions League, 6 defeats from 10 this season, 18 goals conceded for Onana, and the problems are stacking up for Ten Hag. The celebrations in the away end were wild, and the celebrations in some of the home end were wild too. Like I say, maybe 1,000 Galatasaray fans who'd got tickets in the home end, celebrating in various parts of the stadium after the home fans had left. Part of the banner at the scoreboard end that you can probably just see behind me was torn down by some of those fans in the upper tier, the last section of that Busby banner. So yeah, a bad night on and off the pitch for Manchester United, and it feels like we've been saying that a lot this season.